Now, research approaches, once we decide on the philosophical foundation or underpinning for a research, then we will proceed to research approaches. The research approaches are basically two, all right? One we call deductive and the other one is inductive, okay? So deductive research is basically you have an established theory. From the theory, we construct hypotheses, then we collect the data, analyze it, and finally we decide whether the hypothesis has been accepted or rejected, all right? That's a deductive research. It's basically quantitative research, okay? It's basically quantitative research. Earlier, as I have shown you, the two different group of thinkers, right? Positivism and constructivism. So this is on the positivism, okay? This is on positivism. So we use quantitative approach. You got a theory there, and then from there we construct hypotheses, we collect data, and then we accept or reject deductive, you know, the hypothesis that we have constructed. And I put it in a simple picture there to explain it better. As I said, that deductive research, you start with a theory. So this is like you are in a garden. You are landed in the garden, and then there's a beautiful garden, all flowers are there, but you may not take all. You will only choose the one you feel relevant and useful for you, okay? So this is deductive research. You have everything there. So you have a theory, and from those theories and literature, we pick up the variable, we put them in the framework, and we'll test them with the data collected, all right? So that is deductive approach. This is positivism, okay? The theoretical, the philosophical approach. The other one, we call it inductive research. So in inductive research, we'll observe a phenomenon. From there, we try to analyze the pattern. Then we formulate relationship. And at the end, we might come out with a theory. If you cannot come out with a theory, at least we will propose some hypotheses which can be tested in quantitative research. So this is definitely a qualitative approach. It is constructivism, right? It's constructivism philosophy. Constructivism philosophy. So if you're following constructivism philosophy, then the approach should be inductive approach. So inductive approach, you start with zero. You are observing a phenomenon. So you are looking at organization, you are looking at the society or country and identifying and defining the problem. You analyze the pattern, we formulate the relationship, and we develop a theory with the data that we have collected. And this is the way how I show it, the inductive approach, all right? So it's like you are landing in on a solid ground. There's nothing there. So you plow the land, you plant the tree, you fertilize the tree, water the tree, and finally you have your own garden. So this garden is based on what you wanted. As you planted, right? As you planted the tree, the kind of tree, you get the fruits as the plant, you know. So this is inductive research. So you have a problem in hand, you define it, and then you continue collecting data, you go deeper into it, and you take time, and then finally you come out with a theory with certain hypotheses and all that, all right? So this is inductive approach. So this is constructivism, right? This is constructivism. All right, so there are basically two research approaches, inductive and deductive, right? And I have also linked it with the research philosophies that we have. Ontology and epistemology have connected that clearly so that it should be easily understood.